What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another video from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, before we get going with this video, if you're new to the channel and tuning in for the first time, we'd love to have you here for future videos and future streams. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and hit the bell icon right beside it. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or upload another video. We have over 1,000 of you guys here now, so it's awesome to just see this channel continue to just grow and just see our community overall continue to grow into this awesome network of people just bouncing ideas off each other at the end of the day, trying to make money in the stock market by any means necessary. And if you're new as well, we have a totally free Discord group chat as well. Link for that's in the description box. There's about 180, 200 members in there now. So again, just awesome to see us continue to grow over here. But with that, we will just go ahead and hop into the video. It's been a while since I've done more of kind of like an instructive video, and I know we got a lot of new members rolling in lately who are just totally new to the Thinkorswim platform, new to trading stocks and everything as a whole. So I figured I'd take the time and just go back to fundamentals, go back to basics a little bit. I actually even got notes here on my Apple Notes just to stay on track and everything. And we're just going to be discussing today just a little overview about how to use Thinkorswim, specifically for those of you that are like brand new to the platform. So of course we're assuming you already have signed up with TD Ameritrade. You have a TD Ameritrade either broker account, Roth IRA account, some type of an account with TD Ameritrade. If not, you will have to do that first, and I have a link. I'll try to link it up in the description box, or you can go to our stock market lessons playlist. I have a video about how you can get real-time data. That's an issue a lot of people have, is getting the real-time data. I did a video about that has a whole lot of views. It'll be easy to find if you just go into that playlist. But you'll want to do that for sure, and then obviously you want to download your Thinkorswim platform, and then you'll probably have a screen that looks nothing like mine. It's more than likely going to be blank, but that's where we're going to talk about. It's just how to set it up, how to do just simply like placing a trade, how to make sure you get filled at the right price. You don't want to get a market fill. You want to get what's known as a limit fill, meaning that you're getting in at the price that you want. And we'll kind of just start there. So we'll just pull up a random stock. Let's say you want to buy in some shares of Apple, a general stock that everybody knows at the end of the day. So you have Apple's chart here pulled up. Don't worry about any of these indicators and whatnot. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But you have this tab over here. This is how I do it the most on my laptop. I personally like to trade from my phone the most, at least from an executing trades perspective. If you guys want me to like do a video in the future about how it works on the app, hit the like button, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely do that for you guys. But for now, we'll just stick with the laptop version, of course. So you have this button here on the side. You have a whole bunch of buttons here, and when I go to trade, I just personally do it like this. I get the trade pulled up, I hit buy market. Now it's going to pull up as if you were buying 100 shares at the current just quote-unquote market. Now whenever you're buying at market, you're going to get filled pretty much in a very wide range. So you have your bid and ask spread, and you're just going to get filled somewhere in between, sometimes even lower. So we do not like to do market orders whatsoever. So what we do is we go in here to edit, and then we put in the amount of shares we want to buy. Say we're just wanting to buy like 5 shares, just a small little position, 5 shares. And now you're wondering, how do you go from market to limit? That is what you're going to want. Over here, you just go to order. You don't need to worry about any of this right now. Just know to stay away from market at all costs. Go to limit. So then we would go over here to limit, and then you can see you can actually play around with the pricing you want to get in. So let's say, for example, if Apple is trading right now, it's between 317.31 and 317.80. A spread like that, I usually want to split the difference. We'll just say 317.6, because you usually want to put, when it comes to a spread like that where it's a little bit of a bigger spread, you want to be more towards the upper side, the ask, than the bid. You're more likely to get filled at that price. Just a little tip there. And then if you're trading during the day, you can just leave this as a day fill. A day just means pretty much the time that the U.S. stock market is open, which is between 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and 4 p.m. Eastern time as well. I'm in Central, so I have to do the math on it for a second. But and if you're in Central time, that'd be 8:30 a.m. Eastern until, of course, 8:30 a.m. Central time until 3 p.m. U.S. Central Time as well. However, with TD Ameritrade, you have the option to take advantage and trade in the after-hours session, and this is where it gets a little bit important and you need to pay attention. If you're going to be doing after-hours trading, you need to make sure to go down, just hit EXT. It just means like extended hours trading. You could do GTC. That just means good till closed, or extended trading. I just do extended trading. It just makes it simple. And then you go ahead and confirm and send. The markets are closed, at least from like a trading stocks and everything standpoint, so we're not going to send this trade, and we wouldn't want to get in it anyways at the moment. But that is just how you will do that. You just hit confirm and send, and then it would tell you what your fees and commissions, all that stuff, how much the trade's going to cost, all of that good stuff. And then if you don't want to do it, you just simply hit delete, and as you can see, the trade goes completely away. So to just simply buy and sell a stock, I mean, it's pretty simple. And if you want to go over to, if you want to sell the stock, say you want to just get a look at your overall positions, you would just go over here to this monitor tab, and then you just simply click it, and then there's a usually it'll show up something like this, and you're probably wondering, well, where's your positions at? You would just simply come down here where it says none, and then just hit the drop down arrow, and then it'll show your actual positions. As you can see, we have a couple positions right now that we're not doing too bad on. We were actually down quite a bit earlier this morning when the market was down, but we bought the dip, and now we are up a little bit on the day. But say you wanted to go ahead and close this position, you would just simply right click on your laptop, and then you would do create a closing order, and then you could do sell 30 shares with a limit. You could do with a stop loss. You could do all sorts of things. We tend to do, for the most part, just a straight up limit sell. And like I said, I tend to do that from my cell phone personally. It's just a little bit, I've been doing it for a while on the phone, so it's just, it comes to me much easier. So that's what we tend to do for that, but you do have the option there on your laptop. And then, I mean, it'll even explain margin to you. I mean, there's all different kinds of things you can go through. That's the beautiful thing about Thinkorswim, is there's so much stuff in here. I mean, I even learn different things almost, I would say, once every couple weeks. I learned something about this platform that I did not previously know. So, I mean, there's so much stuff. You can go in here and go into your account statement, just see your recent trade history. Like I said, we're buying TQQQ all the way down this morning. But yeah, I mean, you can just see so much stuff on this platform, and that is what I like so much about it. And now another thing that I get a lot of questions, or I used to in the past, not so much recently, but a lot of times people will ask in comments of videos, how do you get level 2 quoting? Because a lot of guys, you'll see, and all the level 2 is essentially is it's letting you see the price action essentially. What's the bid size? What's the ask size? Just kind of what's going on with the price action. And honestly, guys, it's pretty simple. Like we were talking about earlier, we have this all the way to the right side of your screen. We have a few buttons here, and then simply right there, boom, you have level 2. I believe you do have to subscribe to level 2 quotings to get this. I may be wrong on this. It's been a while since I set up my TD Ameritrade platform with Thinkorswim, but if I remember right, you may have to actually subscribe to it. It is free though, just like the real-time data, it is free. You may not even have to. Someone let me know in the comments if you have to or not. You may not. I'm 50-50 on it, but just don't be surprised if you go into subscriptions, it may be there, and then just go ahead and click it that you want it, and then it'll show up right here on your buttons, and then you can literally take it out when you don't want it because you want to do some technical analysis, and then when you do want it, just go ahead and throw it back in there. So it's simple as that. And then when it comes to like just setting up your chart, there's so many different things that you can do at the end of the day. So what you'll do to go over here and set your chart up is you just go over here to this little, what almost looks like a time glass. I almost call it the science experiment glass. And I mean, there's so many studies, guys. I mean, just look at just how many. These are all in alphabetical order. How many different types of studies there are Honestly, it's overkill how much there are. This is what I have kind of as my setup, and I've done a video about this in the past on how I set up my studies. I recently just started using Bollinger Bands a little bit more recently, especially when it comes to scalping and futures trading. And if you're wondering kind of like how do you get these actual settings, you just go over into your settings on the study, which is just this little icon right here, and then it pops up, and then you can play around with everything in there. I suggest you guys definitely go in if you're brand new to the platform. Go in, kind of play with it, see what it does to your chart, and do some research on how to use these certain indicators. Like I said, I have a couple videos. I did one recently about how to use Bollinger Bands. I think I got a couple other videos about maybe like the MACD and RSI, that kind of thing. And I mean, there's so much good content online and on YouTube about how to use all these different types of indicators. But like I said, these are the ones that I primarily use. Is your 200 SMA, your 34 EMA, 50 SMA, and within your Bollinger Band you also have a 20 SMA as well. Set those at 2.5. We have the 8 EMA as well, which is not on our chart currently, but we do use that as well. Or no, we have that one on and we don't have the 34 on at the moment. Then obviously we don't have the 20 SMA because it's already in there with our Bollinger Bands. We have the RSI, the MACD, and like I said, I'm probably overwhelming some of you guys with these terms when it comes to the indicators. Like I said, just dive in, do research is what this market's all about. If you're not willing to put in that time and effort to research what these are, then just go ahead and keep being lazy with your investing and just hand your money over to somebody else and let them do it, because this stuff is work. I do not want you guys thinking that this is just some easy walk in the park. You definitely are going to have to work at this, so definitely do the research that's necessary. But then once you're done, you can just hit apply and then hit OK, and then your charts will literally pop right up. So if you want a chart set up like mine, by all means just go back a little bit in the video, hit pause, pull up your Thinkorswim, go into studies, hit everything that I just showed you guys, and your chart will look identical to mine. You have your level 2 as well, and it will look identical. I'm not saying that you should. I think everybody needs to experiment with their own thing. I started out with just using like a 12 EMA, the RSI, and the MACD, and then over time I've just kind of played around with different things. I take things out from time to time. I plug new things in. It's all about learning about what other market participants are looking at in the current trading environment. So just always keep that in mind. Like I said, you're always in this market. You're always learning. If you're not learning, you're going to be losing, and you're going to be losing money at the end of the day. So that is something that is very important for sure. And then we have how to set up watch lists. So what happens is with your watch list is, so you have this little button over here off to the left. All you do is simply click that. You can see I have a couple of watch lists set up here, and what we'll do is we'll just kind of go over just how to create a watch list. So all you would do essentially is, I mean, you have 1 or 2 watch lists automatically, and this is where I truly suggest just simply doing it on your phone. It's super easy. All you do is you just click watch list, and then you hit add or remove a watch list, and it just happens in a blink of an eye. On here it's a little bit more like you got to do a little bit more like delete gadget, add a new gadget, and then all that type of stuff. So it's much easier on the phone, I will say, from that perspective. But let's say you go ahead, imagine that this is just a blank list, which it's not, but we'll go ahead and drop it down. So you can see here I filled this in. This is just an ETF watch list that I've created with a whole bunch of different kind of ETFs, leverage ETFs, passive trading ETFs, 24-hour trading ETFs, just a whole bunch of different kind. Am I trading all these? Absolutely not. But I like having all those there just from time to time to just take a look at what most ETFs in the market are doing at the moment. So let's say, for example, that we go over to this ETF, this watch list that I created a while back that's just called companies and ETFs that I like long term. And let's say that we wanted to look at company SQ Square, and let's say that this is not in my watch list. What would you do to add it? So what you do is you go all the way over here to the right side of your screen where it says symbol actions. You'll click on that, and then it'll say add SQ to watch list, and then from there you can pick as many different ones as you want. But let's say we just want to go ahead and put that there, and then you could see I don't think this is in alphabetical order. somewhere you will find there at the bottom SQ is now on the watch list. So it's just as simple as that. And I really like watch lists, and I really suggest them. Sometimes I do neglect my watch lists. I need to update them more. But having watch lists, it just makes trading overall more. It's like this is a game of seconds, and when you're sitting there having to hand type in every different ETF, I mean, you're losing valuable seconds during the trading session. So having watch lists there where you can just simply go boom, boom, and then just make a trade, I mean, it makes a world of difference, believe it or not, especially if you're more of a scalper, day trader, that kind of thing. Like you can see here, I mean, this list is super small. It's just a couple of futures. We have the E-mini S&P, you got the NASDAQ, you got the Dow Jones, you got natural gas, oil, gold, and then the Nikkei. But again, it's just about having those where it's just easy to access at the end of the day. It just makes your life a little bit easier. And not to mention when you're just looking overall at a stock and you're wanting to keep up with markets overall, you can have that pulled up and then simply just know, oh wow, the ES is up 7 points. It was down 14 earlier, something like that. It just gives you an idea on what the overall sentiment of the market is as a whole from that standpoint. And then also you have different things like you can actually pull up Trader TV. This is a pretty cool option they have on Thinkorswim where you can literally watch. I mean, TD Ameritrade has a network you can watch. You have CNBC in the US, you have CNBC Europe, you have CNBC Asia, you have Futures Now, which I haven't even tuned into before, but I thought it was pretty cool. This pretty much means like if you were keeping, like me, we were keeping cable simply because I watch CNBC quite a bit, especially in the mornings and late at night before we go to bed. That, I mean, you don't even need it now because with your TD Ameritrade account you get to watch these for free essentially. So just a cool option that they have there. Like I said, I mean, I only watch it up maybe in a couple hours a day at the most, but definitely a cool option for sure. And then when you want to get rid of that, you can just simply just do it like you did when you expanded it. You can just pop it out. You can also kind of play with it a little bit. That's what I like too, is there's so much you can do and edit with this. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. This is definitely a state-of-the-art platform for sure. And then lastly, just one or two more things. I mean, like I said, there's so much in this platform I could go over for you guys, but I'm trying to just stay on the primary things that you just need to know to kind of get going. Another thing that'll make your life a lot easier, you have this little drop down. So this is where you type in stocks, ETFs, futures, whatever you're trying to trade. This is where you would put in your ticker symbol. And you have this little drop down arrow over here. And you can see here you have your recents that you can look at, you have your current positions that you can look at, you have futures where if you're wondering, well, what is the treasury bond, 5-year, 30-year, whatever, it's easy to look it up. You don't have to Google it. You can just simply go over to this futures tab and you can scroll through just all the different types of futures. There's so many you can trade. You can see what the tick size is. You can see what the tick value is, the initial margin, which is how much money you're going to need to be able to place the trade. There's just so much stuff on here. It's a very valuable tool that you should definitely use. I mean, you got your indices, you got options, like just so many different kinds of things. Like we said, indices, indicators, like volume, that kind of thing. The FX, I mean, there's so many different things that you can use this for. So I definitely think you guys will definitely be using that quite a bit, especially early on when you're first starting to like learn different ticker symbols and all that kind of stuff. And then once you kind of start developing like as a trader and whatnot, where you're looking at more stocks, more ETFs, futures, that kind of thing at once, and you don't want to have to bounce back and forth between different tickers, is you can go over here to flexible grid, and with your flexible grid you can add, I think it's up to like 8 different charts. Me primarily, I like to have this type of setup right here where I have just one main up top that I'm keeping my eye on the most, and then I have 3 or 4 different ones where usually it's some kind of stock that I'm holding at the moment. And then I have a couple more futures, or you could do whatever you want. At the end of the day, you could load it up if you want. But me personally, I like this setup where whatever I'm looking at the most is just boom right there, blowed up the most. And then I have everything else down here just kind of as like a quick look, just see what the price action is looking like at the moment. But that is pretty much it for this video. I'm not trying to like overwhelm anyone that's like new or anything, because like I said, there's so much stuff on here. We could even like dive into just little fine stuff like about your different styles, time frame setups, your chart setups with like me, for example, I like the candle candle chart setups, and all that means is like whenever you zoom in here, these little, every candle you see here, it's a minute, and that's how I have mine set up, is with the candle charts. So again, I mean, we could dive into all that kind of stuff, and if there's anything that like I might be missing or that you have any questions about with this platform, definitely just shout it out in the comments below, and I will definitely first of all like respond back to you, of course. But if there's any type of video ideas that you guys want me to do about this platform or about trading in general as a whole, just shout it out in the comments below, because I'm here for you guys at the end of the day. I definitely want to teach all of you newer traders like how to just get going, what to avoid. I've been trading now for a little over 2 years. Had my ups, had my downs. We're finally we're finally starting to actually get everything going, like actually starting to become more profitable more consistently. Like I said, you can see we dropped a little bit in the after hours, but we're still up on the day. I don't know how much. Let me go ahead and open this up to you guys. We're up on the day about $60, and profit loss year to date is about 600. What you need to keep in mind is we've only been on Thinkorswim specifically for about 2.5 months now. We were using a platform called Tastyworks before. I have tons of videos about them too. I definitely suggest you guys check out, if you're looking for brokers, look at the positives of TD Ameritrade, look at the positives Thinkorswim. There's so many different type of brokers out there. Definitely suggest you do your research on them and see which one works best for you. But TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim has been the best one for me because I use them for charting, and I just got sick of trying to hop back and forth between two brokers. One is a chart, one is actually buying, because there's so much can happen minute by minute, and you can miss an opportunity just like that. So but yeah, if you guys, like I said, have any questions at all, have any video ideas for me that you want me to do a video over for you guys, shout it out in the comments, and I will definitely get on that as soon as possible for you guys. And like I said, I mean, if you made it this far in the video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely make sure to smash that like button. I greatly appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here for future videos and streams. We do a stream usually 2 or 3 days a week, every Sunday, before the market opens up, the futures market opens up. Just get a good look at the market for the upcoming week. I tend to do another stream in the middle of the week, kind of as like a market update. Just give you guys an update on my portfolio, what I'm looking at maybe buying throughout the remainder of the week, and just what I see for the overall market for the rest of the week. And then occasionally we do either like a video like this, more informative, or I do it sometimes as a live stream as well. So we'd love to have you here for those future streams. And like I said, lastly, of course, we have that Discord group chat. We'd love to have you there. It's the easiest way to contact me if you have any questions, want me to take a look at a stock for you. I will never, ever tell you guys like, yes, buy that stock, or no, don't buy it. I'll give you my honest opinion, and you can take and do with it whatever you want, but I'm not like a financial, I'm just not one of those like broker types where like I make stock suggestions. I'm not certified or anything. I'm just like everybody else, just looking to try to manage my money and make my money grow over a good period of time. So we'd love to have you here for future videos. Like I said, if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon right beside it, and we will see you in the next video. Until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, achieving your financial freedom this year, and we will see you in that next video or stream. Take it easy, guys.